So, today I wanted to talk about a topic. We talked about it at a mastermind call this morning with Olivia Sotero. I am in a part of her mastermind, and we had we talked about being ourselves. That being ourselves actually can be the easiest path towards when we ask a question about what is our contribution, what can be my contribution to the world. Like sometimes I don't know if you're like me, but this is a question I ask myself often. How can I contribute to the world? How can I impact others' lives? And the simple answer is, and it doesn't have to be the same answer for everybody, but the answer Olivia gave and really resonated with me is by being ourselves. Actually, by being true to ourselves, that's the best gift we can give to others, because it's almost like giving permission to others that it is okay to have, in my case, it's okay to have multiple culture, multiple identities. It is okay to speak different languages, and so each language is not perfect. Right now I'm speaking in English. It is not the language I'm more comfortable with, and yet I'm doing my lives in English. So it's almost like giving permission to others that yes, it's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to constantly navigating between different identities, wondering who I am, because I'm French, I'm Japanese, I live in the US. And I did a live yesterday on this topic, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Yesterday I talked about having different cultures inside of me and outside of me, because I live abroad. So yes, to me, and I think it's the same vision I have for myself, is when I am more myself, when I accept myself for who I am, for who I am becoming, because we are constantly evolving, right? It gives permission to others to do the same. So that's one thing. Another thing is, but it doesn't, because I don't want us to go into the trap of thinking this is who I am, and so you have to accept me for who I am. I am not going to change, and I don't want us to go into this trap either. I truly believe that, like everything in life, and for me, being my sun sign, talking a little bit about astrology, because for those of you who don't know, I am also a certified alchemist astrologist. My sun is in Libra, and for me it's so important to have this balance, inside of us. Libra is about balance, about harmony, and to me it's so important to have this balance between accepting who I am, loving who I am, and at the same time being okay to make adjustment, to change, to evolve, to see my shadows, also to see that yes, there are some imperfections in me, and I want to change that, and I need to change that too, because especially when we live abroad, we have to, that's my personal opinion, we have to evolve, we have to be curious, we have to change. If we stay the same person as the one we were in our country of origin, it doesn't work, because cultures are different. We need to adjust to the culture of the country, and it's not the other way around. It's like when I see so many expats doing this mistake, unfortunately, it's they move to a new country, and because they are sent by, let's say, a French company in the US, they think that the French culture of their company prevails, which is not true, which is not the case, because even if it's a French company, and yes, there is a corporate culture, there is the organizational culture, there are all these things, but since they are moving to the US, they have to adjust to the American business culture, American us and coutumes, us et coutumes in French. So to me, it's always a balance between, yes, adjusting to the new environment, adjusting to the person I have in front of me. If I have in front of me a Japanese person who was born and raised her entire life in Japan, I won't behave the same way as if I am with a Japanese person who was born in Japan, but maybe she travel all around the world, so she's not the traditional Japanese, right? So I'm giving you this example on purpose because even when we have a person with a culture in front of us, a Japanese or French or American, there are so many layers. In cultural term, we talk about the iceberg, but there are so many things under the iceberg we don't see. Even if I have a Japanese person in front of me, it might not be a traditional Japanese because there's so much going on under the iceberg, so much going on under the surface. The experience, the background of the person, the religion, so many things. If the person is married to to a person from a different culture, there's so many layers, so we cannot judge someone by the book, of course. And so it's a constant balance between, okay, staying myself, knowing who I am, having this self-awareness of who I am and loving myself for who I am, and at the same time adjusting to the new environment, to the person around me. So it's a constant evolution, and that's what I love about being abroad. It's because it's an invitation for stepping out my comfort zone all the time, discovering more and more of who I am, and discovering more and more of also my, not my shadows, but like the areas of improvement. Let's turn it that way. Let's use American terminology here. I like to see my areas of improvement, and when I look at them, I always have the choice. What do I do with it? Do I work on it, or do I don't look at it and and just stay myself? That's why I'm talking about the right balance between, okay, I like myself, but I also open my vision. I look at my areas of improvement and I do something about it. I wish you a wonderful week. Sending you lots of love to everybody. And talk to you soon. Bye bye. Au revoir. Sayonara. Mata ne. Adios.